ASMR whisper, 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 whisper. Welcome back, guys, to ASMR whisper. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I've been really sick and my voice was really bad. I had strep throat, but I'm back and I did do a little cooking and thought I'd share it with you guys and do an ASMR video off of it. Today we're going to be making what would be a pizza casserole, and all the ingredients that I used were placed there. It's not intended for you guys to go off of how I made it. If you guys really want, I could put the ingredients down there on specific sizing and portions, but for the most part, what's on the picture is what I used. And let's just get straight into it. So here, this can be sausage, and it has seasoning in it. And so what you just want to do is have your stove on high. Just start smashing the sausage with any sort of a spoon or spatula that you have that will allow you to do that. So all you want to do is smash it as good as possible. The more the better. And then once you see that it starts actually cooking, you're going to want to add some ground beef. And in my case, I did purple, which is the most lean meat you could find, the purple brand. And so once you have that in there as well, you just want to smash it and get it very well incorporated in there. So just smash as much as possible. And you will see the sausage will actually start letting that yellowish liquid out, which is the seasonings and the fat, I guess, the grease from the sausage. And since it releases that, I don't put any oil in there whatsoever. Once half your meat, your ground beef, is cooked, halfway through you want to add your seasoning. In my case, I used Jhonny seasoning, which is something I pretty much use for all beefs. But then again, you could use any seasoning to your liking. And then here I'm just using the end of the spoon to break down those chunks of ground beef, and just keep breaking it down, breaking it down, breaking it down, keep breaking it down. And this recipe is really good, so I mean, I really would recommend you guys searching it up. And then you're going to be adding some minced garlic once it's cooked all the way through. Not dark, but where you could still see some of that pink in it. Just because once you incorporate this minced garlic, you want it to keep cooking. And if it's pretty much cooked and then you add the minced garlic, you're gonna have hard meat, which is what you definitely don't want. And at this point, I did lower the heat to like 6, which is medium, and continue from here, just cooking. And you want to just try and get that garlic to really soak into the beef itself. So just keep stirring, break it down, make it heat up basically to melt into the beef. Just keep stirring, stirring. And then here what I did was, you're going to be using the oven, so I set the oven on 400, and then I just started heating it up. So while I was finishing what I had to do over here, that was getting done. Now we're going to be adding any kind of bell pepper, really. You could add any vegetables you want. I just did bell pepper and onion, which the recipe that I looked at has this, and when I did it the first time, it was very good. So that's what I ended up doing. Next time I'll probably add some more vegetables to it, really. And then what you want to do here is just keep stirring it to where the point that the bell pepper and the start releasing like a glaze. And at that point, when that happens, both vegetables will be soft, tender, right? Kind of like a caramelized look to them. Once they're fully cooked, you then add your pizza sauce, and of course, it could be anything, any flavor that you like. There's some that have different seasonings in them already. And in my case, I went ahead and used this one. And like all the other steps you want to incorporate, just keep mixing, mix them, keep mixing and mixing. Just mix, 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 mix. Look at that. Looks pretty good. And it was pretty good. Just keep mixing it, mixing it, mixing it. Make all that beef soak into that tomato sauce. Or it's not tomato sauce, it's pizza sauce. Big difference, right? So just keep mixing it as much as possible. Mixing it, mixing it, mixing it. You don't want to let that beef just sit and get hard, even though you have it on 6. And then at this point, what I do is get an oven safety casserole or any dish, I guess, but it's better to do a casserole. And just what I did was I patted the meat down into the pot so I could slide easily into the casserole. And at this point, just spread it all out as much as possible, depending on how big your casserole is, and flatten it out. Look how good all that looks in there. That's basically going to be your bottom base to this Tater Tot casserole. And then start adding the Tater Tots throughout the whole casserole itself. And if you don't have a lot of Tater Tots, I have a huge bag that I buy from Costco. Just because we use Tater Tots for breakfast a lot and for different recipes, so I just buy the big bag. You could easily buy one at any convenience store, really. Here, what you want to do is, the more Tater Tots, the better, but obviously, you could, if you want to do less, it's up to you. And then just, if you're going to use a lot, compact them together. And it really doesn't matter how you have the Tater Tots at the end of the day, but if you're going to do a lot, obviously, pack them in. And all those little loose spots you want to get covered. Just because you'll see towards the end how we're going to start adding the cheese. And you want it to grab onto the Tater Tots themselves, not the beef as much. But yeah, just keep adding, keep adding Tater Tots, 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 Tater Tots. And if you guys want like a really good casserole dish, I really recommend. They're not that, they're somewhat expensive at Macy's, but they're really good. They're really sturdy. So go ahead and place them into the oven at this point, once you've already set them all up, and then just put it on for 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, you'll see like that nice crispy look to them. And at this point, you want to start adding your mozzarella cheese. It doesn't really matter what brand you use, but just because it gets really stringy towards the end, I use Kraft cheese. And it's and this specific one is a creamy melt, which is intended for this type of dish. And it'll give you that nice look towards the end once everything's heated up right. And then once you place your pepperoni in there, it'll actually sink into that, which is really great. Now at this point, once you've put it in, and obviously put as much cheese as you want. You don't have to put as much as I do. I usually do 2 packs. And I only had one. I thought I had another one and I didn't. But it's fine. It still will make that consistent cheesy melt. as many pepperoni pieces as you'd like. And the slices I added was exactly what comes in the little bag. And I personally like loading, like any pizza, I like it loaded up, right? And so that's gonna go for this as well. The more the merrier, right? Just keep adding them. And you could use, in this step, you could use any kind of pepperoni. Doesn't really matter. Now you're gonna put it back into the oven. Now the trick here is that all you're doing is putting it in for 5 minutes, and you're not even turning on the oven at this point. And once you pull it out, that's the end result, guys. Thanks for watching.